Ja, nu hoor ik het.
Een beetje deftig.
Hallo, hallo.
Ja.
Ça va?
I guess we'll speak English in a second, but
We mogen even Vlaams.
I don't know. Keep it international.
Oké, en dan YouTube, gewoon video.
You're okay with English, right?
Pokémon muziek.
Nee, voor.
Voilà, we gaan weer nostalgische Pokémon muziek. Zien hoe laat het dat is.
Alright.
Ja, dat lijkt oké. Oké, jullie zijn goed te horen. Filters. Ja, dat is allemaal in orde. Oké, voilà. Dus alles is in orde voor de rest. Ik ben niks vergeten. Ja, dus ze biedt gewoon nog je timer.
Timer is not shown on stream yet.
Dus als je hierop duwt, dan komt de timer erop te staan. Maar je moet dan ook nog eens op fade duwen.
Ja.
Okay.
Dus
The timer is yeah.
zogenaamd, dus als je op fade duwt, dan gaat die timer direct aan.
Alright.
Oh, the timer is set to 1 hour 15.
Ja, dan moet ik even laten. Niet dat je dat ziet. Script. 50. Voilà, nu is het aangepast. Nu zal het in orde zijn.
Alright, thanks a lot, Shmon.
Alright.
Voilà, jullie bedankt.
Yeah, don't worry. This is a great pastime for today. But yeah, okay. After a quick sound check and final setups, that's us all ready for round 1 to start. My name is Vinny. Welcome everyone, and I'm joined here by Victor.
Hello guys, hello guys. And yeah, we're here at the round 1 of the TCG Cup in Boom. I'm very excited. We've got, in our first round, we've got Niels against Tom. I don't really know these players. Do you, Vinny?
Well, Niels is, I know Niels definitely. He's local here in Boom. He's definitely one of the better, newer players. I'm not sure, I don't know him very personally, but I think he's playing for like maybe a year, 1 season, 2 seasons at most.
Okay.
So he's got a name for himself already, at least in the local Boom/Antwerp scene, but I don't know Tom.
Alright. Yeah. Now that you mention it, I did see Niels' name at the top of the.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so
he does play locals every weekend. I'm sure he's won 1 or 2 seasons here. So yeah.
Alright.
But we can go over the decks really quickly. For the first round, we were lucky to select a very anticipated matchup between Gardevoir and Dragapult. Niels on the left side will be on Dragapult, while Tom is playing the Gardevoir list.
Yeah, so right off the bat, round 1, a very anticipated matchup. And honestly, I think it's safe to say these 2 decks are, I think, the 2 biggest decks in the format. We see, of course, in the regionals, we see meta shifts here and there, but I think for locals, these are definitely 2 solid choices.
Yeah, of course.
How do you think this matchup goes?
Well, honestly, I should have played more of this format. Apart from playing Asian Box on ladder, but it's hard to say. It's going to be a very big brain matchup, let's say, because there's a lot of damage counters moving around. Dragapult is famous for its 60 damage spread after its Phantom Dive, but they're not really that happy to do so unless they can manipulate damage with Alakazam maybe, because leaving 60 damage on the board for Gardevoir to just ping back with Munkidori is never that great. So
I agree. Just looking at these lists, I see that Niels plays that one-off copy of Lost City. Do you think this swings anything?
That definitely will swing something. I'm sure if you can take out maybe 2 Kirlia, and if you're really greedy or lucky, something else as well with Dusknoir and an Alakazam kind of play, you can put a lot of pressure on the Gardevoir player. Maybe even just completely throw him, completely destroy his boards and never let him come back into the game.
Alright. Definitely something to look out for.
We're just talking a little bit more quietly for now because the judge is making the announcements for the start of the tournament. But we can look at the Gardevoir player at the same time. Is there something that stands out? We see the...
They do play the one of Mawile. I guess these days that's a bit more standard. I've seen it pop up in some lists. For the rest, it seems pretty standard.
Yeah, we see the Klefki as well, which along with the Mawile will be a reaction to the Miraidon hype from in Merida.
Yeah,
also
sure.
Miraidon winning. So, yeah. sure. I'm not sure. I'm not that well up to date with the Gardevoir list, but they do only play the one Bravery Charm. They also play the Moonlit Hill, actually, which will be a very big one in this matchup, I'm sure.
I think so as well. I think so as well. Yeah, if you manage to make that stick or make a very big Drifloon, I think that could cause some serious damage or cause some serious swings in the matchup.
Definitely.
Also notice both players are pretty heavy on the counter catcher. I think there's 2 each, not too many boss, so I feel like that will be a skill aspect in this matchup, I think, as well. Both decks a bit on the slower side, wanting to use those first turns to set up.
Agreed.
So yeah, I think taking the first KO in this matchup might be a little dangerous, but we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I think both these decks like to play from the back seat, but in this matchup, one of them will have to decide to be the aggressor. With the Dusknoir line and the Dragapult, I'm sure they'll have more lenience on being aggressing or defending. But yeah. Looking at the Dragapult list again, I see the 3 Drayton, which is not okay. So I think that just before we continue with that train of thought, we're going to have to start the timer.
Yes.
I think we're off by a few seconds, but we see Niels on the left side is going first on the Dragapult. He's got a great start. I think did he already have 3P just from the start?
I think he played it from hand, yeah. So definitely looking to get out the gate swinging. We also see Niels going first. Do you think this is a conscious choice?
I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. With Budyu in the format, I'm sure players like to go second now, blind. So maybe Gardevoir did say that they wanted to go blind second. But as Gardevoir, as Dragapult with the lands, with the 4 Dracloak and the Drayton, I guess as well, to play on turn 2. You're not that fussed about going second. You're not that item dependent. Especially the whole list is built to not be like item dependent, really.
Yeah, exactly. As we see, actually near perfect setup. I didn't manage to see Niels' hand, but we get the 3 Dreepy down, we get a Duskull down as well, alongside the Tatsugiri, which will be able to fetch a supporter card if you're lucky, of course.
No, this looks great. I can't really catch anything else in his hands, but no attachment. Oh, we see the Alakazam. So he did start with a whole lot of Pokemon in his hands, which isn't always the best. But hey, who could complain with a board like this?
Exactly. One thing to look out for, Tom did start with the Fluttermane, does also have the Buddy Puffin in hand, so it looks like both players will be able to set up. Something to note, we don't see a Buddy in the Gardevoir list. I haven't really been keeping up with how many Buddy or if Gardevoir runs Buddy, but what do you think about it? Do you think you need it in the Gardevoir list, or is it?
Well, it might be a bit of a reaction to the meta as well, because I don't think Buddy really matters if you're playing against Miraidon. So like a turn 2 maybe, but nowadays they play the Rotom, so they might just like get out the gate swinging with like a turn 1 generator, Rotom, and then like 1 attachment gets them very far after that. But it's definitely interesting. I think the highest placing Gardevoir list in Merida also didn't play the Buddy, so maybe they took some inspiration from there.
Okay, could be. Yeah, with Gardevoir, of course, you've got these other great options, right? You got the Klefki to lead with, you got the Fluttermane to keep it in the active spot, so maybe not the biggest loss.
Gardevoir already has a lot of tools. But,
yeah, exactly.
In the meantime, we see Tom starting off with the Fluttermane in the active, which can be quite annoying actually for Niels with the Tatsugiri. As long as that stays there, they're not going to get much value out of that. But Buddy Puffin gets him 2 rolls, and then he's moving on to his Arven for turn.
Yes, we can assume that Tom will be looking for the evolution play with that Arven, or it could just look for the other Buddy Puffin.
Well, I think you might be onto something there. It's not the least obvious line, but it depends on whether or not having energy in hand, whether or not he wants to build up the board further. But I'm sure TM Evolution is the play they want to go for.
Agreed.
I've been looking at the Dragapult list a little bit more, Victor, while Tom has done his turn, is busy with his turn, and I see more and more interesting things actually. So you mentioned the Lost City at the start of the round, but I think there's other stadiums in the list that aren't as obvious, and that is paired with a less obvious supporter card as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
So for the viewers, we see that Niels also plays Town Store, 2 copies, and 2 copies of Colress's Tenacity. So he's really looking to get these stadiums out, which for Lost City makes sense. As we mentioned, one might have, and it will have a big impact in this matchup. But then there's also a Vitality Band and the Rescue Board and a Sparkling Crystal, of course, that he can find at Town Store.
So let me just remember, Colress's Tenacity, it searches for a stadium card and an energy card.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so yeah, interesting build. I guess really banking on getting the stadium down, but also making sure you get the attack off, I guess, with Dragapult. Maybe, yeah, maybe not the most obvious build, but I can definitely see why these inclusions were.
Yeah, there's no Earthen Vessel in the list, so that might also be a reaction to the build you meta.
Yeah, just fully playing on the supporters.
We see in the current game, we see that Tom decided to get the secret box out early. Maybe he wants to play that before getting Budute because he obviously doesn't have the knowledge that we have. Oh well, sorry, no. Niels does play the one of Budute, my mistake. But he's got a lot of energy in the discard. He's got an Arven for next turn, 3 rolls down, and a TM Evo. So this looks like pretty good turn 1 as well.
I think so. So if you're Niels going into this turn, do you want to look for the attack already? I see you're playing the Sparkling Crystal. You're playing the one of Crispin, or do you maybe want to take it more easy? You know, just evolve into your Dracloaks, get a steady board going.
Well, since Tom already gave away his ace spec of his ace spec's choice of Secret Box, you're not really that scared of getting Iono to 5. So maybe getting the pressure out early can be very good because there's no unfair stamp coming, right? Right. So, and even if you get to develop 1-2 Dracloaks, unfair stamp could even not be that big a deal. But you do see the TM evolution, and Niels decides to slam down the Lance supporter for turn. So depending on whether or not he has maybe the Arcane in hand, he could go for 2 Dracloak and Dragapult, but I would say maybe just going for 3 Dracloak could be very good. But no, I'd say it does pull out 1 Dragapult, so that begs the question whether or not he's able to have the aggressive turn 2 that you were talking about.
I could have some. Of course, I didn't fully get to look at his deck. Could also have some pricing issues, but I think, if he signals the Dragapult here, maybe he's got something in his hand that we're not seeing.
Well, one thing to consider as well is if he evolves the Dracloak in the active, he's not going to be able to use the Recon Directive. So
exactly.
What the exact turn of thought here is not very clear straight away, but we're doing some Recon Directives.
He does put, I think, the Dusknoir to the bottom.
Okay. So what do we see? We see a Rotom, I think, a Nestball, Dragapult, the Alakazam in hand. There's not that many live cards, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks like another passive turn, I'd say, from Niels.
Yeah.
Let's see. Of course, it's not too bad, right? Getting the Rotom now nets you 3 more cards, and I think at least you have another turn of where you don't really have to worry about the Gardevoir deck, I guess.
No, they could start attacking. They definitely can. I think you can see 2 basic energy in the discard pile, so there are options, but it definitely does mean that even Tom can take it a little bit more easy. He could decide to go aggressive, he could decide to take 1 prize, maybe even boss the Rotom and get more. Oh no, he discarded his boss, so that's not going to be an option. But yeah,
okay. And we just see the Rotom ability from Niels, drawing 3 cards, ending his turn as we move over do Tom's turn, who can also just start drawing cards now with the refinement. We'll opt into this Arven.
Okay. It was interesting. I was thinking there was definitely some reason to play Iono because Niels went, what, +5 or +6 in his previous turn?
Yes, exactly.
With the Rotom and the Recon directives. But Tom doesn't seem to really care yet. I don't know how many Iono does he play? He does play the full 4.
Yeah. Who is now eyeing that Bravery Charm with the Arven. So we'll have to see if he'll manage to get the attack off. I think. How do you like swinging with the Flutter main here? Do you think it does much, or would you rather like to go for like a KO, or like to go for a bigger swing maybe? If you hit it, of course.
It's a very good question. Like the 90 damage, well, obviously takes the active KO, but you do put what, at least 40 damage on yourself. So maybe with the Monkey Dory you can set up some future plays. One monkey, or was the attachment from turn was last turn, right? For evil.
Correct.
Yeah, what can you do with 30 damage? You could put 30 damage on the Duskull, but maybe forces Niels to either evolve it or get it out of play and use the Curse Blast in the following turn. I don't play enough Gardevoir to actually see the immediate line, but I'm curious of what Tom is going for. He's got the Gardevoir EX in hand, he's got the Bravery Charm now, he's used to Refinement.
Yes.
What's his next action?
I think we'll opt for the Evolve. Does have the Moonlit Hill in hand as well. I think I saw 2 Dark Energy as well. Does have the Ultra Ball, could potentially fetch a Monkey Dory, but you of course have to watch your hand size as well, right?
Yeah.
You don't have too many cards to work with. He does opt into the Ultra Ball
so
now.
The Bravery Charm is gone, and I think that is the only Bravery Charm in his deck.
Yes, correct.
So there's not going to be a big Drifloon knockout on any Dragapult later in the game.
Yes. So Tom will grab that Monkey Dory. Yeah, I guess he'll start spreading. Does have the attachment for the turn still, and of course 2 Psychic Energy in discard available to start putting pressure on Niels here.
Yeah, he's right to do so. Niels is not doing very much. Still hasn't had any energy attachments down, so even if he wants to Phantom Dive, he's gonna have to Crispin or Sparkling Crystal. But it seems like we're going for the 3 damage on the Duskull. And that is the turn for Tom. Oh no. Is it 1-1? It's a 1-1 then. It looks like it's a 1.
Alright.
Oh no, the 3 damage was from the Monkey Dory.
Oh yeah, from the Monkey and then 2 from the... Yeah.
The dice aren't as obvious on the camera, so it's a bit confusing there. But we did use the Adrenal Brain before, so... Wait, whoa, okay, no, that was a benched one. Okay, I was a bit scared there with the Dracloak push, but it was only the benched Recon Directive used. With Fluttermane in the active, the active one was obviously not live yet. Okay, but Downstore?
His Downstore could access that Sparkling Crystal to get an attack off this turn already.
Yeah, exactly. The Downstore coming in clutch already.
Tom picking up the card there, probably knows what's coming now.
Yeah, I'm sure he would also look for Sparkling Crystal if he was playing Dragon Ball right now. So let's hope for Niels it's not prize, but that should be something he would have seen on his first prize deck check.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, there's so many things you can get. He could actually go for a Sealstone and then go for an Arven.
Oh, right.
Because he's not playing the support for turn yet. But it seems like he's playing it more conservatively.
Yes, correct. And yeah, as we will see the Dragapult attack coming through here. Now, of course, the tricky thing in this matchup with, of course, you know, the Monkey Dory is already on board. You probably expect Tom to play a second one. How do you go about spreading the damage here? Do you just do you try and target one Pokemon, or do you spread in the hopes that some damage sticks?
Well, that's a very tough call. I mean, he will want to have 2 Monkey Dory down. He will need to find a way to get the second one, and he does only have like 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
But looks like from Niels's hand motion, it's more of a spread decision. So we're going for 2-2 and 2 on the monkey, which is also an option. It does get less punished by the second monkey dory coming down, and he also doesn't have an immediate way of taking the knockout on the skull now.
True, true. Yeah, let's see what Tom has to offer. I think he's still holding that Moonlit Hill, which could get rid of all the damage.
All the damage, yeah.
Which is definitely something I think Niels is not expecting in this matchup, right?
It's not that unheard of to play Moonlit Hill, but it's not something he will want to see coming.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm still thinking about that Bravery Charm discard. This game is going to take a long time.
For sure.
Even the one Moonlit Hill isn't going to matter that much. So we're going one prize. They both have 5 prizes, which we haven't actually been controlling.
Oh.
So actually, let's see. We have game start, and then we can also control the scores, guys. So no, that's the scores. A second, we can do 1. And then player on the right, also taking 1 prize. So that looks a lot better.
Hey,
sorry
technology.
For that. Thank you, Shmon, again. But yeah, okay, we've used the Iono. We've also refined already, it seems. Which is curious because Tom already had the Iono in hand, so I feel like you might want to end your turn with more cards. But maybe he was looking for something else. I'm not. There's definitely already the option of just swinging with Gardevoir, and then also killing the Duskull on the bench. That's a very obvious play. I assume Moonlit Hill actually was shuffled to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah, it must have been or maybe because he knows he got rid of the Bravery Charm as well. Wants to save it for maybe a bigger moment, maybe with Riftloon.
Yeah, could be. Does that fix math? You can get to... No, you can just still end up on the 180 damage.
Yes.
But we see the Monkey Door usage to get the Duskull KO, so that's 1 more prize for Tom. There we go.
And I will just get that big swing on the Dragapult X.
Yeah, it does leave 1 Kirlia with 20 damage, and then also leaves another Ralt with 20 damage, so we can see the Lost City play coming in.
Yeah, it would definitely be a good option here. We'll have to see what Niels, of course, got from the Iono. Was Iono down to 5, but chooses to now immediately shuffle his deck. With the Town Store, he still, of course, has access to that Forest Steel Stone with the Rotom. So yeah, there's definitely options for Niels here.
Very much so, very much so. I think what you mentioned at the start of the game of the high counter catcher count and the low boss count might actually come in play here, because if Niels can find counter catcher and Lost City, which is an item, so if he could get one of them with an Arven, for example, he can very easily take out two of Tom's Ralts and Kirlia and shut down his draw engine even more.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd have to assume Tom has a pretty low hand size. I think only running 4 or 5 cards in his hands right now. Most of it energy. So yeah, just getting rid of this Kirlia would be pretty devastating for Tom here.
Yeah, and that's already happening, I assume. Because we've just got the 60 from Phantom Dive. So Niels doesn't have to get very creative here. He could. He's already committed his supporter of Crispin for turn. So thinking about next turn already in that case. But we're still Recon Direct driving.
Will now up to use that Forest Steel Stone.
But for what? Okay.
I think he's eyeing the counter catcher here.
I think so too.
Yeah, he could have the Lost City in hand already, or I think the play is good enough already without the Lost City even.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you make a fair point. It doesn't have to go to the Lost Stone. We've got the escape board, so really set up to defensively for an Iono next turn. Okay.
There we go. Counter catcher used on that Monkey Dory.
That might actually also be a very good Lost City target.
Oh my god! Yeah, the Lost City.
We're so focused on getting the Ralts and Kirlia out of play, but Monkey Dory and Curly are going to the lost zone here.
Yeah, for sure, and a devastating turn for Tom here. Excellent play by Niels.
All the while taking 2 prizes for that turn. Oh, that looks not as good. There we go. All right. Yeah. All of a sudden, Niels looks to be in a very commanding position.
Yes, and I think as Tom, you're on 4 prizes now. Of course, your board's looking a bit dire, but nothing lost yet. If you can stabilize this turn, there's no Duskull in play for Niels. Your prize mapping does seem to be pretty obvious. There's a Rotom on the bench still, the Dragapult in the active. So I think he knows what to do. Can take 2 prizes this turn, of course. But it'll all have to depend if he can stabilize his board, right? He has no way of drawing on his board. I don't think I saw a supporter in his hand. I'm not too sure about that. So.
No, yeah, that's maybe where the refinement before Iono is coming in as a small punishment here.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has no other play but to just take an active KO. The Lost City stays in play. He does go down to 2 prizes, and he'll only need to get a boss on the Rotom, but he didn't discard it early. So does he actually play the Pelpad? He does not. Does not seem to play the Pelpad. So he's I guess hoping that Niels takes 2 prizes again, which is something you'd like to do, right? You want to take as many prizes as you can. But playing around Countercatcher in this matchup seems to be a very crucial thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think as Niels, of course, you got to be a little careful now. But of course, you are in a position where even if you take a prize, Countercatcher for Tom is not active, so.
No, yeah, that might actually be the reason to not take the 2 prizes yet. So we did see the attract customers coming through. Did you see what was picked up? Did anything get picked, get chosen?
I didn't manage to catch that.
Oh no, it wasn't actually the
Oh yeah, he
customers.
played a Buddy Puffin first, thinning out the deck, and now he's opting for that Tatsugiri
Thinning and
ability.
shuffling still maybe, or no, he shuffled last turn. Okay, there we go, it's Colress Tenacity. I don't believe he'll want to take another Stadium out of the deck, but maybe an attachment for turn.
Yeah, I think it might be worth Recon Directiving first. Maybe you had a better supporter instead of thinning first. But yeah, I'll have to be careful because while of course Niels is in a good spot, he does have to hit the Dragapult if it's not already in his hand.
He does definitely need to attack this turn. That's very important.
Sure, so we see the Recon Directive. I think that's a Candy and a Dusknoir.
Oof, those 2 at the same time might have been great, but is Niels just not finding what he needs? Oh, there we see the Drayton supporter that we talked about earlier this round. So Niels will get to look at the top 7 of his deck and find 1 trainer card and 1 Pokemon card, I believe.
Yes. What do we see there?
I think he's eyeing up a Countercatcher, but he will need a Dragapult still as well.
Yes. He doesn't slam it down, so I assume he doesn't have it yet.
Yeah. What Pokemon is he looking at?
I think it's a Budew and a Manaphy. We'll opt for the Manaphy.
Okay. Well, we do have an Ultra Ball as an option. I think that might actually be better here.
Yes.
Countercatcher is live. It's always great to see, but we do want to just slam this Gardevoir and take 1 prize on the rolls on the board.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and then all he needs to do is swing next turn, or even even if Tom fails to take a prize and even just Dusknoiring the active Gardevoir wins you the game.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes the Pokemon TCG can be easy.
Yeah.
Just swing.
Just start attacking. When your opponent's not doing very much, when he doesn't have a draw engine, he didn't play supporter for a turn, you don't always have to do that much.
Exactly. As we see the Dragapult coming down right now.
Okay. So we will get to attack, which must be a great relief for Niels. Does he have any actions left for a turn? I don't believe he does. So final checks. No need to play too quickly. We're already halfway through the round, so this game will definitely matter.
Yes.
The Manaphy coming down. Is he scared of some Screamtail shenanigans?
Yeah, could be. I'm not sure how easily the Screamtail takes out the Rotom. I think, do you need a Moonlit Hill for Rotom? I think it's only 160, right?
It does 160, yeah, so you will need some form of damage manipulation or the Monkey Dory.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see the roads going to the Lost Zone again. There's 1 damage left. So the next route is actually also set up for a knockout, and the active Gardevoir doesn't look very fresh anymore either.
No, I don't think there's many options for Tom left. Does play the Professor Duro, but doesn't have a Curlia, which he can.
Does he play the one of Rare Candy?
Let me check. It doesn't look like it. So
no Rare Candy either. So yeah. Okay, we're starting on the turn by drawing, but he did have quite a big hand after taking 2 prizes and the Iono before that. We've got an Artisan that we're using to see what options we have left.
Yes, finally getting rid of that Lost City. Might be too little too late, but
I think so too, yeah.
At least
we're looking at Mawile here.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Have we seen Niels' Turo though? I don't think so.
No, it does have it available still, and I also don't see a way for the Gardevoir player to get anything else in the active. You might want to use it for the damage amp as well. It does plus 90, but I don't think that matters for anything. Maybe, yeah. Could buy him a turn.
Looks like that's what we're going for. So attempting trapping the active Dragapult, so it will mean Niels can only. Well, no, Niels just wins. Niels just attacks, right?
Oh yeah, there's two damage counters on the rolls, of course. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Does he have Moonlit Hill? No, he's already playing Martisan for a turn. Are we overcooking here?
We might be a little bit. Yeah, he's holding the counter catcher, but unfortunately that's not a line.
Yeah, there was a line where you tempting trap the Rotom and then hope for not for Niels to whiff his Turo, but yeah, I think Niels also realized, well, all I need to do next turn is to attack, so
yes.
That will be game 1 going to Niels. So what do we do here? We can go for score 1 to Niels, then we fade, and then we reset both players. Do we fade again? Oh. Hold on, guys. That seems to only have been the scores. One more time. What's this? Fade. Oh, no. Reset. Fade.
All right.
That. Fade.
There we
go. And then we have to do the same thing for the scores. Reset. Voila.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, technology can be a great thing. Sorry for the messy reset there, guys, but...
All right.
Okay, what did you think of game 1?
Yeah, it looked pretty straightforward for Niels. I don't think Tom could get out much. I think the pivotal turn was the multiple prizes on taking out the Curlier from the board, really limiting the options of Tom. We'll have to see if Niels can repeat that in game 2. But I think so far there's 22 minutes left. I think if you're Niels and you get a proper setup, you're pretty comfortable, I think.
Yeah.
You can probably, go into this game with a relaxed mind. You're already 1 game up. So
Worst case, you're tying.
Yeah, exactly.
There's still enough time for Tom to win at least 1 game, though. So he will have to play at, still keep his mind in the game. But yeah, I'm wondering if we reflect on game 1, whether or not the Flutter main attack on turn 2 is necessary.
Right.
because it enabled the counter catcher. Well, it started the price raise, but the counter catcher play on the Monkey Dory, and then the odds was quite big. And since Niels wasn't doing very much yet, maybe Tom just had more room to chill and set up his board a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. I mean, I do definitely see it. Like of course, you want to get rid of the Duskull, but in the end, I think if Niels pops one Dusk Noir, it's not the end of the world. I think maybe taking a slower approach to this game might definitely be the key here for Tom, really playing on those counter catchers. To just punish Niels for playing all these support Pokemon.
Well, he won't have the option to do that this game, but do we see a very slow start for both players in this game? Niels just fast.
It seems like it,
and then Tom fails to find any rolls as well, attaches on the Mimikyu and jousts for 10.
Yes.
There's actually a way where Niels can't attack this turn, because if he attacks, his Buddy dies with an attachment on the Monkey Dory.
Yeah, that's correct. As we see the Crispin here, probably looking to load up this Radiant Alakazam, I guess.
All right. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, he actually couldn't have done the Monkey Dory play because Monkey Dory is shut down from Klefki. So that's me being a bit too fast with my excitement, or getting too excited there. But we can just attack with Radiant Alakazam. When I was playing also Dragon Ball Pidgeot at the start of this season, I actually did take quite a few prizes with that card. So.
All right. Yeah, looks like that's the only option here for Niels. Doesn't have much else going for himself, but will at least be able to attack.
Yeah. But he decides not to. That's very interesting. Oh, he just wants to item walk instead.
Okay.
Sure. Curious.
See what Tom has.
He did have the knockout, right? Tom had 5 cards in hand, or 4 cards in hand, so that's it's 80.
We see the Monkey Dory used, I think.
Hold on.
Klefki look.
We will have to.
Shall I go?
Yeah. We're just going to inform the players of this. They're already moving ahead, but we believe the Monkey Dory should not have been able to be used with the
Ik ga even een judge roepen. Je kunt Monkey Dory niet gebruiken onder...
You can see Victor interfering with the game state, but we will have to also inform the judge. Did you also tell Simon? There will have to be a judge because
I told
Jimmy is there. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. We both also considered that line of play. At least I did. But yeah, there was the active Klefki, which shuts down Tom's Monkey Dories himself as well.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Niels also did draw for turn. The prize card was taken. There's so many actions that have happened right now. I'm not sure how you resolve this, honestly.
Yeah, it seems like they're looking at just reversing it and then...
Well, if both players are cool with that, I'm sure there is. We can see Jimmy very close to the camera there. But theoretically, I feel like there's a lot that you need to be cool with for this to be reversed. Your opponent saw a prize card. He did already play Yuzu and Heavy Ball, I guess, but that changes that. Niels already drew for turn, but you're already going to see that card. Not sure. So I assume the best reset of this is ending Tom's turn with 20 damage on Niels' Budgie. Everything else being the same?
I guess so.
And that might be it. So the players both seem to be cool with just reversing. Well, I assume Niels could have just been like, I want to appeal this because Tom made a mistake, saw a prize card he shouldn't have. But yeah, just a local cup. We're all trying to be friendly here and just play some Pokemon.
As we do see here, Niels did find the Forest Steelstone, put on the Rotom. managed to search out a buddy puffin with this to at least get some GP going. Of course, first Steel Stone can be used under Klefki Lock as it's an item, as it's a tool card.
Exactly.
So we'll have that going for him. Attachment of the turn as well. And yeah, I guess
So are
it's,
we buddying? Yeah, we can't rotom, so we're buddying. And it's back to Tom. Niels looks to be a little bit more chill now with 2 3P down, and Alakazam ready to go as well.
Yeah.
Tom still doesn't have much more he can do, but take the active KO.
There we go, and I think, yeah, if you're Niels, you're probably fine with this. You only see the one world from your opponent, not evolved yet. You get the Drake Lock out. Realistically, next turn you can probably attack. I assume if you like you get 2 recon directives, there's no item lock of any sorts going.
Yeah, and Tom is still not threatening to do much, right?
Exactly.
Even a Jet Headbutt here could be fine. Taking one prize.
Exactly.
Did we attach for a turn last turn? I believe we did. So.
I think so, yeah. So you will be able to just swing with the 260 attack here.
Let's hope for Tom that Niels doesn't have a counter catcher in hand because it could get dicey already.
I believe I did see one.
Oh.
And so yeah, taking that prize card.
Again, being a bit of a punishment for him.
Exactly.
He didn't need to joust, right? He didn't need to take the 10 damage, but getting body out of play as well. He did. I saw a body puffin in Tom's hand. Maybe he was just looking to play at least that next turn.
Yes.
Okay, Monkey Dory getting out of the game very quickly again.
Yes.
Tom does play 2 of them, but yeah, I believe you do 1-2 in this matchup.
For sure, and we'll be able to get out that Fezandipity as well. Its ability now online, of course, is Tom took a prize card and Cliffy is out of the active.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Niels is doing a lot, and I think Tom is just not seeing any way out of this game anymore. Yeah, that means Tom's going to concede the game and the match, and Niels going to go 1-0 for this tournament.
Yes, great game. Quick 2-0 by Niels as you look to go 1-0, exactly.
Pretty interesting games, a bit messy in game 2, but I think players definitely showed what they were capable of, and but some time left on the round. I guess we'll go into a small break now until we can go to round 2, but we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you guys in the next round.
Ik kan nog start ik zoek terug aanpassen met tekst. Rudy zit rechts. Fun fact, Zlatko is heel veel aan het struggelen omdat hij wel Golden Go wil spelen. Hij was er lang over aan het twijfelen. Maar eigenlijk hebben mensen hem vorige week echt gewoon gezegd, speel Golden Go, je speelt het graag. Want hij was aan het twijfelen tussen dat of Losbox. En iedereen was gewoon van, je verliest van een solo beduur. Het is moeilijk.
Zijn tweede gaat wint je.
Ja, dat is tweede.
I know Ian Robb is soldering to Turbo Lost Box. Anyway, we are getting set up for the game. I don't know if they can hear me already.
They can.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Just
Yeah, I think so.
just getting ready for round 2 here. We're going to the match screen in just a second. We've got our players sitting in for the game. We've got Zlatko on the left, who is playing Golden Go, a variation of Golden Go. On the right, we have Rudy, who is on Lugia. Right before the round, we were just discussing, or we were told that Zlatko has been a very fervent Golden Go player, and he's like in between wanting to play it because maybe it's not the right deck for the meta right now. But I think there's definitely arguments you can make for Golden Go right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, right? If you go to locals, probably take your favorite deck, right? I'd much rather play something I enjoy playing than, than outplaying myself by meta reading everything.
Of course.
So just comfort for Zlatko, and then
Well, as you were mentioning before we were on the stream already, the 260 HP is going to matter in this matchup, but it also matters for the deck that won last week. Miraidon also struggles with getting KOs on 260 HP mons, especially if you manage your bench a little bit.
exactly.
Thank you very much. Personally, looking towards you, I see if I had more time, I would consider Golden Go. Because if you get to go second against a Miraidon, they get 2 prizes, but then you've got like 3 Dingo in play and they're not disrupting you.
Not at all.
And you just say, okay, great, I'll knock out your Iron Hands, and now you get to deal with this Pokemon in the active, which they will struggle with. But anyway,
Yes,
our
correct.
players seem to have set up successfully, and we're not sure yet who's going first.
Yes, I missed the coin flip, but in this matchup, who do you think wants to go first? Do you want to go second as Golden Go? Do you want to go second as Lugia?
Well,
How
I
do you
think
see it?
there's very few matchups where you want to go second as Lugia.
Right.
I think Miraidon might be one. Like the very aggressive ones, Bolt, where you just want to make sure you get that summoning star out, and a supporter always helps. But for Golden Go, I guess you just want to do what your opponent wants to do in this case.
Yeah.
Which is going second, which is going first. It's a bit scary if you don't get the setup, but you should play enough supporters. Does he play the Pokestop, which always helps? Doesn't seem to. But we've got one.
One copy. Yeah.
Okay. Because that is one thing that I noticed from Golden Go, is that you need to find your gimme goal early, and the supporters you play are very good in the deck, but not always as good early game. So once you get set up, you usually get to tossing a lots of coins. But
And I think pretty similar story for Lugia, honestly.
yeah.
You sort of need to get that setup in the beginning to be able to play the game. But then when you do, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, legendarily so, especially since that first rotation when Quick Ball and Evolution Intense disappeared.
Yes.
That deck was just absolutely broken. But
Yeah.
ever since, it's always find a place in the meta, almost always.
It's always seemed to be sticking around. A lot more coin flips these days, but as a Lugia player, you kind of commit to those, you take those.
For sure. So I'm pretty sure we see Zlatko going first. He'll have won the coin toss.
Yes.
Because we can assume Rudy doesn't want to go second. He won't have chosen to.
Exactly. And the prize cards don't seem too bad. We see 1 Golden Go prize, but that's of course not an issue. And is able to fish out the Fizz and Deputy from the prize cards.
Okay. I assume he's not benching it straight away.
Yeah, it might be better to hold on to it. You don't really want to have reliable mons on your bench against Lugia, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. We want to leverage that 260 HP, right? We want to make sure we make it as hard as possible on Lugia to get those knockouts, force out some Minchino and Chinchino. Anyway, it's going to hand. We also saw Zako writing down his prize cards, which will be very helpful for him down the road. And then we're off to a buddy puffin.
Yes, we see that Zlatko does play the Energy Surge Pro build. I assume these days that's the build you opt for?
Definitely. I think when Energy Surge Pro was released, we saw some people trying to move away from the Palkia engine, the Palkia package, let's say. But what I tend to see now, what we see from Zlatko as well, is we've gone to some kind of hybrid where you do still play more water and raiding range and the Palkia V-Star, because you know, just taking 2 prizes against the evolving decks just is way too good to pass on.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of this deck as well. You're allowed to play all these different types of energy because you've got such an easy search with the energy retrievals, the earthen vessels as well, or in this case only one. But you only need 1 energy to attack, so you're free to be creative in your counts and your choices.
Yeah, very true. Even some Golden Go players online and in Merida were playing the 1 Monkey Dory, because you're playing Darkness energy anyway. So great against the Dragapult, I'm sure. Along with Turo, you can prevent them from doing 260 and then 260 on Golden Go, which maps out perfectly. You know?
Yes, exactly. Great points. As we see the Ultra Ball coming now for the Lugia player, we'll just do a quick price check as well. Great trademark of all good players.
Yeah, we're highlighting some Jet Energy specifically, which is interesting. We saw a Great Ball which found the Lugia, I assume, and now an Ultra Ball. It's not the best start.
Yeah. Does opt to go for this Archeops, which might indicate another Ultra Ball being in the hand.
Yeah, looks like. Seems like his hand is just loads of energy besides that. But if he can go for that Luminion, he already put that at the front of his deck, get a research and just get a fresh set of 7 cards, that might just be enough, you know, to get going.
That's pretty good. Already 1 Archeops in the discard pile. Only needs 1 more, but you know, it's the Lugia deck. Might be a little flippy. Let's see what Rudy gets off of these fresh 7 cards.
Yeah, I'm sure Zlatko is very happy to see the bench getting cluttered with all these little fishies. That means less room for rats to be developed and less threats as well for his big Pokemon in the future.
Exactly.
Okay. Cards were drawn. We see 2 Archeops. There's 1 too many because we don't want to. We just only need 1 more. We have the Lugia V-Star though, and we do have 1 Metal Rat coming on.
Okay, 1 rat already established. Does of course need to keep those 2 bench spaces free for the Archeops, preferably, and we'll just pass over the turn to Zlatko. Yeah, let's see how nuts he can go. I'm sure he would want to take this knockout on the Luminion.
Yeah.
To start off the price race, just go for that 2-2-2.
If someone serves you up some fresh fish, I'm sure you will always gladly accept. And with that Luminion in the active, that's exactly what Zlatko is aiming to do. But we're going to draw lots and lots of cards first. Started off with the concealed cards. We've got Dengo still, and we're looking for the second one.
There we go.
We do need to hit a few more things. We need an energy attachment for the active, so especially 1 metal and then 4 more to get the knockout.
Yes. We'll see what Zlatko can do. Already has that energy retrieval in hand. Will, however, opt to draw some cards first. Let's see what he can find.
Interestingly, he chose to first draw 1 card at the bench instead of 2 from the active. I guess we're looking for, hoping to maybe see a Cypher Maniacs, and then we still get to draw both of those.
Yes, good call.
Might be other reasons for that.
I did believe. Okay, he will just choose to pass over the turn.
All right, yeah, that's a bit of an awkward turn for Zlatko. Lots and lots of cards in hand. Drew like what 5, 6 along with his draw for turn, but resulted in nothing really happening.
Yes, as we now pass over to Rudy. Does Rudy have a supporter actually? Because he has a very full hand.
I think that
but-
looks like an Iono, a second card in his hand. But he would
yes.
Iono two energy, well, 2 Archeops back.
Yes.
So it's not really what you want to do.
Not ideal. Does have the evolution in hand as well.
We've got the gift going onto the active. You want to maximize that. He's still assuming the Luminion is going to go down before he's attacking.
Right.
He's got 2 Lugia V. Yeah, I guess we just want to see cards and at the same time get that hand from Zlatko back down.
Exactly.
It's a bit tricky, right? Because he didn't do anything really. So assume he's not holding on to that great cards.
Yeah, no, exactly. So we get a fresh 6 for Zlatko as well. As we see the ace spec in hand for both players.
Okay.
Let's see, will Great Ball. I mean, if you hit an Archeops of this, I would be very surprised, but...
Yeah, it's a bit of a... he did also have the capturing aroma, so I'm wondering whether or not...
Oh my god.
Okay, well, never punished. We can say it right there. Because playing the capturing aroma, he would have shuffled his deck, increased his odds to hit that Archeops greatly. But sometimes it just works out, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you just have it.
Got a little bit of lag on the stream there, but nothing that important happening. You guys can still hear us all right. But yeah, that seems to be it, you know, for Rudy. Has to pass.
Yeah.
We've got the gift on the Luminion. But we also give our opponent the Energy Surge Probe, you know.
Oh, that's true, and I did believe I saw a boss top deck for Zlatko. This could get dangerous here. There's only
no.
one Lugia V in play.
If that's
For
the
Rudy.
case, then I believe we might be going to game 2 very quickly.
Yeah, it could be over very quickly here. Let's see how Zlatko plays this out. The energy gets you enough, right? It gets you 5, which is 250, so it would need 1 more.
He's got, yeah, you're exactly right. We did discard the Psychic in the grass already. But 1 Night Stretcher should be it. And we still have Dingo, we still have, we've got Vessel. So
Yes.
I guess Vessel can get you a duplicate of metal or water, and then you're there.
Right. Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the metal and
Zlatko
the
was
water.
getting a little bit ahead of himself by tossing some energy already. But,
Oh, what a colorful hand, eh?
yeah, but it seems to also have the full like Galaxy foil set.
I feel like you got it if you play the Golden Go, you know?
Yeah, for sure. We did evolve the Lugia, so we need 7 energy actually. We need the attachment on the active, and then we need 6 from hand.
Yes.
How many? Well, we do see a lot though.
Yeah, I think he took 2 of the Earthen Vessel. I think he had a water in hand as well, just off of the Iono.
Okay, well, yeah, we've got 3 more cards. Oh, let's make
Another
it
Golden
4.
Go.
It's always like a joy to watch Golden Go players play.
I love it. It's great.
One of the most famous Golden Go player, Jelle van Kempen, obviously, is even more of a joy to watch because he's always like having so much fun. You know? Like,
I love playing against that guy. It's great. As we see the boss come down, yeah, it's just. And I think if you're Rudy, you have to consider scooping this one, right?
yeah, of course. The matchup isn't that bad. You get to go first. I mean, you only have 1 Archeops in the discard. You're not even drawing any cards here, so the gift energy is not triggering. What are we hoping for? We've got. Was that a research top deck? Not even, right? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. As we expected. We don't even have to do the prize cards because Rudy scoops it up for game 1. So that means Zlatko is going to go up 1 game. So we go here, there, and there. So that should do it.
And there we go. Yeah. pretty swift game. I guess Rudy didn't really get to set up Zlatko either, but just got a really good Iono hand, managed to punish Rudy. Yeah, that's the thing with these decks, you know, you have to set up, right? Once you get your setup, you can play the game, but...
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was any like big mistakes from Rudy that could have swung the game, but he was already so behind. Ionoing, maybe trying to high roll into an attack was the right choice. Zlatko had to then go down, had the ninja. He didn't attack, but he had so many options for next turn.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
It was unfortunate that Zlatko drew the Energy Surge Pro, but maybe it's even better because we can just move on.
Yeah, exactly. That game only took 10 minutes, so if you're Rudy, you just gotta clear your head. Yeah, get your thoughts on the matchup. I think if you set up, you've got a pretty good chance. There's lots of options for you, so let's see how he plays this second game.
Yeah, exactly. We're already drawing our opening hands. There's a lot of energy in Zlatko's hand there. Just for reference, this isn't round 1. We forgot to change the round counts, but we're playing round 2 right now. Both of these players are 1-0, not 0-0-0. And Zlatko won game 1. Rudy's going first this game, gets the Lugia down, gets an attachment, and he's going to look for a basic. That Pikachu die helps us because it shows tails and heads, actually. You don't have to see the numbers.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, it took me a while to actually, I had to be pointed out to it. So I was like, oh wow, it actually makes so much sense. Okay. Is that a 1 or is that odd or even? But no, it's just tails or heads.
It's just tails, yes.
What do we want here?
Yeah, probably. Do you need a second Lugia V if you go first?
Depending on the hand, I'm not sure. I wouldn't bench it yet.
Right. Oh, it's eyeing that iron hands already.
I don't disagree. You know, this. You want to put the pressure on. You want to make him deal with that hands, and if you take 4 with one hand, then you're always winning the game.
For sure, for sure.
Always. Then you're going so far ahead.
Exactly, exactly. Let's see what else there is in the hands. Does have the other Lugia V as well.
Oh, we do. We're slamming it down, which is interesting. We have the Ultra Ball in the research for next turn. I would have assumed the Lugia was a great option for the Ultra Ball, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe a bit of a more conservative approach from Rudy while we go over to Zlatko for his first turn.
Yes. So we see the Iridar coming slamming down. I assume you just want to go for the setup, go for the buddy puffin.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, Zlatko seems to be a bit afraid of an Ogre Bomb play, which isn't, well, he's moved his Manaphy to the front, which makes sense. We don't want to get Ogre Bombs, but we also don't want to really get Iron Hands, and Iron Hands is already on the board, so I would be more afraid of that happening. But we're doing a quick energy check. Some more price checking while we decide on what item we're going to grab. In any case, I believe we want more Gimmighoul.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think once you get those 2 golden go, maybe even 3, you're set for sure. You've always got options. You've got your draw engine.
Yeah, most importantly, we'll see cards every turn. You know, if we have got a few golden go in play, we're seeing cards,
Exactly.
which is what we want to do, especially in a card game like Pokémon, where it's not abnormal to actually see more than one. Right. We do also have the Pokémon for Irida itself, of course, and I assume just grabbing the Manaphy for discard fodder instead of the Palkia, which would just be an enormous liability.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as you said, the Ogre Pump play could work, but it's just not likely, I think, especially if you look at your opponent's board as well.
Yeah. Would hurt more, I guess, than the Iron Hands turn 2 here.
Yeah.
So you're not really that afraid of benching the Manaphy? Well, you could consider benching the Manaphy, and that's exactly what Zlatko is doing.
Just go for it.
And then we're grabbing, what is it, I believe 2 energy from the deck?
Yeah, I think so.
With the attack for turn.
Alright, we'll opt for the metal and the water energy as we go on to Rudy's turn. And this is the turn where it needs to happen for Rudy.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Did he already draw for a turn? I think he did. He ended the turn with 2 energy and Ultra Ball and a research in hand, or what, one energy. Yeah. So the draw for turn was already happened. Ooh, this feels a bit scary. Committing the energy from hand could be punished quite gravely if you draw into the legacy energy.
Exactly.
Or just need to get your Iron Hands in the active. I know it makes sense. You know, you don't want to lose too many energy before you actually start attacking, especially in a matchup where you need your Chinchino. But yeah, let's hope for Rudy doesn't get punished for this play.
Yes. I'll grab the Archeops. I assume the last card was a research?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got at least 1 Archeops in the discard as well. Yeah, I guess getting 1 would kind of suck. Because you want to go on your reds, or do you think Rudy's fine with 1?
I don't think so. Yeah, no, you can't really play on tanking with Lugia in this matchup because he's just gonna find 6 energy and kill your Lugias. But more importantly, did we find a second Archeops? I don't think we did.
Yeah, we found the Ultra Ball. I could go for a Read the Wind play here, stalling 1 more turn. But then, of course, assuring you get the 2 Archeops in your grave.
Yeah. Feels like that is the more conservative play. Probably also the play that gets you to win more games. Because 1 Archeops is not going to be enough. Also means you get less punished for putting that Lugia V down. It actually only works because you put the second Lugia V down.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no. That's the play Rudy went for, and we're off to Zlatko's turn again, who's going to take a lot of actions. Starting off with that Radiant Greninja there. And now just considering what's next. Definitely a very big sequencing deck.
For sure. So we see a lot of energy as options for Zlatko. We got the boss as well, but I don't think I saw any golden goes yet.
That might be just what Rudy needs. Zlatko to have a slow start. And that's what's happening.
Oh, just going for another attacker, right?
Yeah, we're getting more energy in hand. And now Rudy has all the agency in this game.
Exactly.
He's not even wasting any time. Just drew his cards, flipping his V-Star. The boys are here.
Alright, moving those 2 Archeops to the bench, and now he's cooking. Let's see what he can come up with. Of course, he doesn't have a bench space for the Ogre Pawn, but could just opt for the Iron Hands play here.
I think that's enough, right? Your opponent just has a handful of energy right now. You could decide to even Iono them, but I don't think you really want to. We've got the Jet energy, and we are... Was it Primal Turbo? Primal Turbo, yeah. It's been a while since I played Lugia myself, but we're getting the Legacy out of the deck before we actually draw any cards.
There we go, second Primal Turbo used as well. I assume you just want to power up your Lugia V-Star on the bench.
Yeah, did we see a rat come down as well? I believe we did. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
You could just attach to already, and now Rudy's cruising, I think.
Hell yeah, capturing Aroma as well.
Looks like a little Pikachu face to me. So if that rat was down last turn, which it could actually have been,
yep.
I assume it has, because no players objecting to this happening. Yeah, now we're just really comfortable.
Yes, and just the pressure on Zlatko is enormous, right? There's this big Iron Hands. You have to find something next turn, or you're in a terrible position.
And we're getting Iono as well. I assume we know he has at least 4 or 5 energy in hand. With 4 from the 2 energy searches, and then from whatever happened before. Yeah, we can actually also indicate the V-Star being used. So thank you for that, Victor. Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, there's not much else. I mean, everything you do is luxury now. I think just looking to thin out his deck more.
Which is, yeah. I wonder why he shuffled to the bottom, or whether or not he just wants to have that back into the next set of cards he's getting. But you're shuffling your deck so many times, maybe it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
We're just thinning.
Just going for the Ultra Ball play, getting the last one.
Can we see anything interesting in Zlatko's hand in the meantime? We see an Energy, two Nest Balls, and a Cypher Maniacs.
Ooh, I'm afraid it's not looking very good. Well, if he gets something off the top, like if he gets a supporter, if he gets an Ultra Ball, to get the Golden Go, to activate the Cypher Maniac, he could be onto something, but yeah, he's gonna have to hit a lot of cards.
I don't know,
turn.
the Nest Balls do also mean Pheasantipity, so you could just start with looking for Phase, then Cypher Maniacs, the Energy Pro, and a Golden Go on the top of your deck, and you've got so many things already happening.
Yes, great
But
spot, great
at the
spot.
same time, you're also only taking one prize for this Iron Hands.
Exactly,
'Cause
that's
it's not good enough yet that your opponent's taking two prizes. But you're also just getting one in return. So.
Hurrah, Legacy, Energy. Let's see, I don't think the prize cards were too bad for Zlatko. I think again one Golden Go, but that's, yeah. I think that's normal for the deck, I think. We will opt for the Nest Ball, and as you called out, we'll look for the Pheasantipity just to see more cards.
Yeah, you don't want to do this, but yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot for Zlatko to get back into this game. An attack seems quite reasonable, but after that, how are we preventing our opponent from taking 6 prizes before we do? That's the big question.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Let's find a Golden Go and a Pokestop. This could be big. Not really what you're looking for. The buddy puffin.
No. We still have Cypher Maniacs and Ninja, so I believe we still have a fairly comfy way of attacking.
Yeah.
With the Energy Surge Pro still in deck.
So we'll opt for the Cypher Maniac first. Let's see what he's gonna grab.
He's gonna count all of the different colors he still has. That seems like enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, should be fine. Okay.
Let's find a counter catcher as well off of the Cypher Maniac.
All right. What are we going for here? Is it the Chinchino or is it an Archeops instead? If we get the Archeops, then all he can do, well, if he uses the final Archeops to load up his rat, then we can kill the rat, he takes 2, but the second rat takes a longer time to load up. So maybe we can get another Archeops out of the way by then.
Yeah. Let's see what he goes for here.
Or just get the rat itself, which gives us a turn. And then we go, oh.
Oh, he opts for the Lugia V-Star, actually. Interesting choice here.
With the gift energy on it, though.
The gift energy.
I think that might have been a bit rash. Because there was just another one next to it without the gift.
Yeah.
So, was definitely a misplay there. And I wonder what the game plan is here for Zlatko. How is he going to get 6 prizes? I understand taking 2 is good, but you're always going to have to attack 4 times here.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got the other Lugia for another attack, but then it's just single prizes.
Correct. Well, let's see what Rudy will do here. Price count is equal now, but yeah, for Rudy, I think the line is there. The active is always going to be a 2-prizer. We've got Pheasantipity sitting on the bench as well.
We go, yeah. Yeah, it was always going to be a tough game for Zlatko. I'm just wondering what exactly his reasoning here is. Because if you take a slower route and really maneuver around the bosses and the one-shots your opponent can take, then that might have been more interesting. Well, with the Pheasantipede down, maybe it just all comes down to the same thing. Your opponent's gonna need to kill one Dingo and then have balls.
Yeah.
And I don't believe we've seen any boss's orders come down yet. Also no Luminion either, and Lugia tends to play at least 3 of the big man.
Yes, we see, yeah, it's... I thought it was his hand for a second. I'm not sure what he's holding still. Does he have options? Looking for, will opt to shuffle after 1 turbo used.
Okay. Sure. Not that big a deal, I believe. Your opponent's gonna want to take out the Chinchino anyway. We could load up some more energy in case we get Iono or Roxanne. Do we play Iono or Roxanne in the Dango build? We do have 1 Iono, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going for the second Primal Turbo.
All right, all right.
Looked like we're going for the second Summoning Star there, but.
Let's see. I think after this he has 1 energy in Dex though, if I saw correctly.
Okay, that is quite low. Let's assume there's maybe an energy left in the prizes, but in order for this Lugia to one-shot the Pheasantipede, we do want 2 more single energies. Okay, we've got a Chet and a double turbo still in hand.
Yeah.
Bouncing the stadium, which makes sense. Is there anything else you would want to do here?
I think you've got it right. You're always threatening. Next turn, you're always threatening boss if you have Luminion. You've got your Lugia already on an attachment to start swinging, or even with 1 Primal Turbo. So yeah, I don't really see a way.
There's also the gift on the active, right? So what are we really doing here? This feels like one of those positions where you're hoping for your opponent to with 5 boss outs off of 7 cards. And then you're like, oh, do I Ono them? Do I not? Do they have boss in hands?
Yeah, it's like, all right, as we see the Golden Go going down. Nah, it's just looking very dire for Zlatko. Like,
got plenty of cards in hand, but what can we do with them?
let's see, we'll just opt for the Golden Go. Yeah, I guess you can swing active Iono and hope they don't get it off of the 7.
Yeah.
I think that must be the line here.
Now we're coming back down to the fact that you're gonna attack 3 more times, while your opponent's getting 3 more turns to find that boss's orders. If we had killed at least the rat or the Iron Hands, we would have taken 1 more threat on the 2 prize turns out of play. And okay, again we get 1 more prize card to work with ourselves, but it's just a bit awkward.
Yeah, it's looking very dire. See another Ultra Ball. Just thinning out the deck for his options.
And now we need to kill the rats. There's no other way. Lugia, well, Goldingo doesn't play any single price attackers that matter, or that at least deal 110 damage.
Exactly. So we see the concealed cards coming down, hitting the other energy retrieval. So yeah, definitely having the KO, but yeah, you're hoping for a miracle here, I think. Yeah.
Do we see boss in hand?
I don't think we see it yet.
Rudy can even just attack the active with Lugia.
Yeah.
And then say like, okay, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah, exactly. There's just Yeah, I think Zatko is too far behind in tempo, I feel.
Maybe play it out just for like mental. You want to stick in the game, make sure you do all of the actions correctly.
I've got 20 minutes left. I think both decks are pretty fast, so I think a game 3 will definitely be in the cards here.
Nothing is lost yet. Well, this game seems to be very hard to win, but we're still going 1-1 in that case. We get to go first again. Okay, we're taking the knockouts. And now it's up to Rudy to decide how he's going to put himself in a winning position here.
Yes, he doesn't have it in hand yet, I think. Otherwise, I assume he would slam it down.
Oh, wow. Well, that's just one of those moments, you know.
Yes. So there you go. It's top deck's the boss, and we're going to game 3.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, Vinny, what did you make of that one?
Well, it's a bit of a shame. Lugia had needed one more turn to get going, but Zatko couldn't really capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Lugia went first, so I assume their odds of winning was already a lot higher. But yeah, nothing really that stands out where either player could have made more happen. Maybe some slide sequencing here and there that could have been better, but yeah, just seems like the game went as we expected it to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think Zatko also went for that crucial counter catcher on the Lugia V-Star.
Right, yeah. There was that, at least that play where he went for the Lugia with the gift was objectively a misplay. But there was so many lines he could have gone there for there. I guess we would have to be discussing for at least 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
But what did you think? Is there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, this matchup, while it is fun, the games goes fast, it does seem pretty set in stone. I think usually the player that gets the better setup can usually just capitalize on that and win. It does seem like it's not like the Gardevoir deck, it's not like the Dragapult deck where you have to think about the damage counters. It's more just get your setup, swing, and then you probably have it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Lugia always has that turn to Iron Hands, deal with it kind of move that we saw happen on Game 3. Well, we've lost connection with the camera here for a second, but we did see an attached pass. Maybe we can get technical support?
Yes,
one second. I think Victor will go and get the Shmon to help us out here while I try to imagine what's going on. But with the attachment and pass
so we can
for
build
Zatko, I assume Rudy's just going through the motions, getting Lugia, getting Archeops down into the discard. And at least Zatko had the option of going for the Iridan next turn. I saw that in his hands, so that means we can get the Raging Ninja and a Body Boffin and hopefully have something to respond to the turn to Iron Hands that we have to expect coming out from Rudy. Technical support is on the case, and we have vision again. We have the game in front of us. What happened? What did actually happen? We saw 2 Lugia come down and another Iron Hands. So I wasn't too far off there with my assumptions, but there's not that much happened yet. Besides that, we have a research for Rudy that still gets to go happen. The camera angle is a bit different, but actually maybe not that bad. We did have a better vision of the hands, so we'll write it out for now. But thank you for getting Shmon there, Victor.
All right, awesome. Looks like we are back. It seems, did we miss a lot? Yeah, we just had the attached pass from Zatko.
We did, yeah.
And then
we get a
turn. We do see a research and an Ultra Ball.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Do we get the Ultra Ball? Is there any Archeops in the discard pile for Lugia?
No, one in hand, I believe.
Okay, one in hand.
So is that? Or I'm not sure. I had to go off just pure assumption of what was happening.
Yes, of course. As we see an Archeops to the hand and a shuffle of the deck, which might indicate that they'll just go for read the wind this turn.
Well, there's still research in hand. So.
Oh, there's still research in hand. Okay, awesome.
Rudy still still has more options for this turn. Still didn't play support yet, but that's what's happening now.
All right, we see the V-Star. No other Archeops, I believe.
No, and lots of awkward cards in hand. Is that a Thornton as well? Oh, well, that was revealed to the whole world there, not just us. That's something we didn't actually see on the list yet, and that is because the card is listed in French. So fun fact, it's called Cardu in French. We can see Thornton within brackets behind it. But yeah. Okay. The read one's coming out. We're getting rid of an Iono.
3 fresh cards. We do see the Ultra Ball there as we go back over to Zlatko, and let's see if Zlatko can make something. He does have the Irida this time.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to get the Radiant Greninja, probably get the Buddy Puffin, and just get his little ghouls out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I assumed would happen. I was trying to cast without knowing what's going on before.
Yes,
I don't know if you were talking a lot. So that might have been confusing for the viewers, but yeah, we're gonna get at least some cards out. We're gonna get some setup, and we did have 2 Golden Go in the hand as well.
All right.
So this might actually, I can see a world where we get 2 Golden Go down. Next turn we kill the Iron Hands, but we've got 2 Golden Go. And if then Rudy doesn't get to develop one of his rats, yeah, then what's the play next? Then what can he really do after that? You know, then the 260 HP comes into play.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, of course, Lugia can't really hit that threshold without the rats. So it will be crucial point for both Zlatko and Rudy, as we see. As you predicted, the Buddy Puffin.
Interestingly, here decides to not use the ninja before the Puffin. If you want to hit more ghouls, that might be better. But if he doesn't have any supporters in his hand yet, and maybe he thinks 2 Golden Go next turn will be enough, that might also be fine.
Does have the Pokestop in hand as well. We'll likely opt for that unless.
Going for the ninja first. Oh, we've dropped a card there.
To see a nest ball played, I think.
Yeah, what do we really want still? Are we getting a ghoul? Okay, sure. We get to the same result, really. But with two more Gimme Ghoul in his deck, the ninja could have actually drawn into 1 raw ghoul.
Yeah.
And that's where sequencing comes in a little bit for you. But where's
you see the Manaphy attack?
that was actually the wave splash right there, guys.
Beautiful.
It does have an attack for 20 for 1 water, thanks to the colorful energy count in Zlatko's deck. That sometimes can be an option.
Exactly.
I wonder if he skilled Drifloon like that.
It could be, yeah. Oh, as we do find the other Archeops, I believe Ultra Ball's in hand, so we will be able to see 2 Archeops hit the discard pile here and get the setup. Yeah, I think Rudy's now just looking for the Iron Hands attack, put that pressure on Zlatko again, just as we saw in game 2.
Yeah, for sure. I do think players will have to start playing a little bit faster. We've got 10 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
Especially Zlatko will likely need 4 attacks with the Legacy energy coming into play. Maybe killing some Archeops, killing some Chinchino. And then Rudy might just whiff the boss. You know, so players taking their time here. We're actually looking for a way to discard these Archeops. I think he does have a research in hand, but that also looks like a lot of energy and the Thornton and things he doesn't want to throw away just yet.
All right. So we'll see how Rudy decides to play this one out.
Okay, we're thinking about our attachments here. It's a very interesting situation to be in. He also decided to throw away the Iono with the Wind last turn instead of something else, which could have given him another option here. But we're attaching to the active, and then going to probably just research here.
All right.
So that's the bear gone, gift gone, a jet gone, 2 Archeops more importantly, and a Luminium.
All right, I assume attaching on the active, looking for that retreat maybe, hoping you don't hit the legacy here. To then go into Iron Hands.
All right, yeah, that's a very good point. So we do still have the retreat into Iron Hands. Yeah, I think it's all there. Unless he priced his Legacy or Double Turbo. But he should know by now. Oh, is that looked like a really shocked reaction there.
Oh no, it looks like his Legacy energy might be in the prize cards, which of course that's his only way to attack with his Iron Hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if he only takes 1 prize right now, it's okay, but not really that great. Yeah. We're taking a prize, but we're also setting up our opponent to just take 2 in return.
Yeah.
I think it's no reason to panic yet, but it's definitely something he should have picked up on before.
Yes, definitely.
Because as you said, the attachment to the active, in order to have the retreat open, was a very good play, but yeah. We were going for a line that wasn't available to us.
Unfortunately. So we'll see. Rudy kind of has to think on his feet right now. Yeah, I think he just has to go for the swing with the Lugia V-Star. I don't know if he has any other options. His hand is full of energy.
Yeah. So what do we charge up next? We're going to. We've already discarded loads of energy as well. Are we going to prep for the Iron Hands? Well, our Legacy can just beat our last prize of the game.
Oh, it looks like we're going for it. Which is of course risky, but I mean, if you hit it, it pays off, I guess.
For sure, but how are we going to be taking these prize cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're committed.
We are committed. I think this might be a little misstep, though.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. We cannot. We've all been there, of course, but it's something we, as a Lugia player, should be one of the first things to check. We're going into game 3. We can understand some time pressure, some cutting some corners, but that's one you don't count.
Yeah, exactly. If there's one card in the deck you check, it's probably that one.
Yes, indeed. We also have the Rat coming down, and that could have been a much better choice for our 2 energy from Primal Turbo as well. So I think Rudy is maybe a bit flustered, but let's hope he can regain his composure and just ride this game out. We're still not losing yet. We're taking prize cards, and we still have lots of options.
Yes, for sure. Hitting the 2 nest ball here off the Pokestop going into Zlatko's turn. Let's see what he can cook up here with this Golden Go. Instantly eyeing up the Pheasantipity, just getting as many cards as possible.
Yeah, Zlatko is very, very happy to put down Pheasantipity right now. Rudy got onto a off-price map, and yeah, like the 2 prizes matter a lot less.
Exactly. And yeah, as we see, we got 3 cards from Pheasantipity, maybe later 2 cards from Greninja, that's 5. 2 from the active 7, 1 from the bench, 8. Looking at a lot of cards drawn here for Zlatko. Let's see.
I think the difficult part for Zlatko now is to decide quickly on what he can do with all of those cards in his hand.
Yes.
Because we do have only 5 minutes left. 5 plus 3, as you all know. 3 times of time. Or have we pieced together an attack yet?
We've got Betty Energy, the Superiors in hand as well. But do we have enough?
I think we only have 6 energy.
All right.
3 in the discard and 3 in hand. Okay, so we're looking at V guards, which, for those who don't know, only reduces damage taken by that Pokemon from opponent's V Pokemon. And luckily, our Golden Man is not a V Pokemon. Luckily for Zlatko.
Exactly, as you see, Zlatko opting for that energy retrieval, getting rid of his buddy Poppins. In the energy goes, able to access that metal energy, and will be able to.
But do we have a way of
here.
finding Gust though? Is he maybe? We haven't seen a supporter yet, right? So
He does have Buzz in hand.
Buzz in hand. Well, that's exactly what we want then.
Let's see, what would you Gust up here?
I think, considering time as well. Yeah, actually, maybe you do go for a one price Pokemon here, actually, because you're assuming the legacy is coming down at one point, and then you want to play around that. I wouldn't have hated going for an Archeops here. Maybe keep some energy in the hand, keep some energy in the deck. Just grabbing an Archeops, making sure that Rat only takes one, and the Chinchino that follows doesn't. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, as the turn
But there are
goes,
6 prizes on the board as well. To consider.
Exactly. As the turn goes back over to Rudy, we see attach from hand already committed into the Iono now. Yeah, probably shuffling all the energy he was holding back into his deck. Hoping he can get 4 down. He does draw 2.
But crucially, he also does have the Ultra Ball. So
Yes.
the active KO seems like it's going to happen. So that brings us 2 prices closer to the Legacy energy coming into play, and 2 price and offsetting the price map for Zlatko.
Yep. Very nice observation here. Big Rat coming down, and of course the Primal Turbo.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit anxious for our players for time. We don't want to make any mistakes here, but we also really don't want to get that tie.
Exactly. Of course, it's still early in the tournament, but yeah, you want to go. I think if you're both these players, you're probably thinking you're playing for a win here, right?
Yeah, for sure. Both players still have a clear line to victory, but it will take them some turns. Okay, so that's 4 energy on the Chinchino. Chinchino is going to take a KO on this Golden Goal. But I don't think Zlatko cares that much. Apart from not wanting to take 1 prize card, he's got Pheasantipity, a Golden Goal, another Gimme Goal that can go to another Golden Goal, and Renegading Ninja, so we're going to draw a lot of cards.
Yes, exactly. The board state is definitely there. It does get the Energy Search Pro off the top.
Yeah.
Able to thin out his deck.
I think luckily for him there's not that many in there anymore, so I'm going to take him too much time. Get back to that argument.
It's good, and as we got 1 remaining, I think we can assume time will be called in Zlatko's turn here.
Yeah, so if you're Zlatko, you actually want to attack before, so you get 2 more turns.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can win here. So don't overthink it. Just go for it. But yeah, it's so tempting, right? You want to take all of his actions, but you really shouldn't. I think you're good.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep our heads with what the players are thinking.
Right, see the concealed cards for 2, into the Flip the Script for 3 from the Pheasantipity.
So we've got an option to get the other Golden Go out, maybe. Okay.
There we go. We see the Professor Turo as well, and the boss. There it is.
Oh, well, boss, but yeah. Okay, maybe we just boss. Maybe we do just boss. We don't. Do we play the Power Pad? Because otherwise it might be bait. In any case.
Got 1 counter catcher, no pulp that I'm seeing. So.
Oh well, so the time actually was a bit off on the stream here, guys, but that means. Yeah, what does this mean?
Yeah, tie, I guess. Is there a way? 0, 1, 2.
Well, a very important thing that we need to consider is that if Zlatko just had taken a prize card here, and Rudy had started his turn for time, then Zlatko had 2 more turns.
Yeah.
And inevitably, Rudy will have had to come and attack with a 2-prize Pokemon at some point.
Right. So yeah, time rules really mattering here for the result of this match. As of course, yeah, time has been called, so the players, can just take their time now a bit with thinking ahead. But yeah,
I think without another way of gusting that last Lugia, 2 attacks is not going to be enough for Zlatko. And 2 attacks is definitely not going to be enough for Rudy.
no, true.
Oh, well, Rudy's on 3 prize cards actually, right? Is that not something we forgot? Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, of course.
So we do need to consider that.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah.
What did I do here? Well, it's obvious enough for you guys for now. Is 2 attacks enough for Rudy? Actually, I think this changes a lot.
Oh yeah, actually it does.
I think actually Zlatko might have to start playing conservatively here, and choose to maybe Turo up that Fezendipity instead of going for the boss play.
Right. Yeah. Now that does matter actually, because our mistake, or my mistake for forgetting about the prize cards, and that changes a lot.
Did.
Let's see. Does manage to take the KO with 3 energy. Really does get the gift.
And so we go down to 3 prizes for Zlatko.
Yes.
But yeah, with 1 more attack for this round, I don't see him taking 3 prizes anyway.
Probably not. So the ball's definitely in Rudy's court. Let's see what his options are.
Well, it's a shame. It looked like the counter catcher was prized actually. It looks like that was the prize he took for third, because that would have given him an option to win the game. Yeah. Counter catcher in the last turn, since Rudy was in 3 prizes. But now, what does Rudy need to do to make sure he wins? He can win.
Did get the legacy energy off of the prize cards. Boss in hand for Rudy.
But legacy went on to. Well, we want to boss this Fezendipity and then boss the Greninja, I guess.
Yeah.
At some point, I think that's the way forward.
Seems like the lines for Rudy just seems to be committing to these 2 Lugia V-stars he has.
Yeah. Depending on how many energy he has in deck, he could maybe develop a second Minchino.
Yeah.
But since maybe it's only 1. Is that a second Minchino in his hand? Near the back here?
Can't really make it out. Oh, tough turns for these players. Well, for this player.
What's going on? Why are we? Do we not have Luminion in deck in order to look? I'm really curious as to why we're just attacking here.
Yeah, he has the boss, right?
I saw a boss as well. Yeah. And now there's only 120 damage on the golden goal. Is that?
Yeah.
Some interesting things, but the players seem to have decided that it will just be a tie first round.
All right. So yeah, there's a tie between these players. Probably not what you'd expect going on paper, going in this matchup, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
For sure.
And yeah, a bit sad that that time got called in the last round. I would have loved to see this play out, because it would have been a very interesting match, I think, especially with the counter catcher still available for Zlatko.
Yeah, we see Zlatko motioning for the Zlatko the counter catcher being prized, but then we also saw the legacy energy come down onto the second Lugia. So I think committing to that 2-2-2 line was a bit optimistic from Zako, and then there was maybe some decisions in the early turns for Rudy with sequencing discards that could have been better. So
But yeah, overall, good performance by these two players. I think taking a tie at this point, of course, it sucks, but nothing's lost, right? It's only round 2.
no, of course, we also
still got a full day ahead of you, so yeah.
Yeah, no, completely agree. The players did their best. It's a 29 Masters, 5 rounds Swiss, so top 8 isn't that difficult to get. A tie this early will not be the end of the world for them. But I think that's it for round 2 then. We will go into a short break again while the round resolves and we prepare for round 3.
All right, see you guys later.